In Shining World Hero Award news from the United States. During the devastating California wildfires in October 2017, brave Odin the Great Pyrenees chose to stay behind and keep other animals safe instead of leaving with his human family. Odin's caregiver, Roland Hendel, attempted to get Odin into the car, but Odin had other ideas. He had no intention of leaving the family's 8 rescued goats, for whom there was no room in the car. As Mr. Hendel said, "When I approached, he sat down in front of the goats, and I know that look, he wasn't moving." With no choice but to flee for their lives, Mr. Hendel opened the gates to at least allow the animals to run somewhere for safety. As the family drove away to the sound of raging fire, exploding propane tanks, and transmission towers falling, Mr. Hendel recounted, "We were hoping somehow they were okay, that some miracle would happen." And indeed it did. When Mr. Hendel returned to the burnt property the next day, that included the loss of his entire home, he saw Odin in a distant field along with all 8 goats and some wild deer that had taken refuge with them. Although Odin had singed fur and injured paws, his tail was wagging. Mr. Hendel stated, "I was sobbing at this point. I could not believe they were okay."
This act of selfless courage touched the heart of Supreme Master Ching, who tearfully offered the Shining World Hero Award to Odin the Great Pyrenees, plus $2,000 for vegan goodies with a big hug and lots of kisses. She also sent a message to Odin which stated, "You are an outstanding example of love in action and touch our heart so much. May God's blessings always be with you and your loved ones." Our association members from San Francisco, USA were pleased to present Supreme Master Ching Hai's award letter, crystalline plaque, and gift of $2,000 as well as some of her publications and DVDs to Odin and his family.
Odin, Supreme Master Ching Hai would like to donate $2,000 to you. Thank you for all that you've done, your noble qualities as an animal to other animals.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Say thank you, Odin. Thank you.
Our heartfelt congratulations and thanks, brave Odin, for your selfless and life-protecting deeds. May we all respect the nobility of fellow beings such as yourself in the loving kindness of the divine.
For the full presentation of the Shining World Hero Award to Odin, please tune in to our Shining World Award program at a later date.
Italy supports health services for Palestinian refugees in Gaza. In view of COVID-19's impact on vulnerable groups, Italy donated €1.79 million to the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, or UNRWA, to support the agency's humanitarian aid in Gaza. The contribution will supply 1 year of funding for 3 UNRWA health clinics to operate in the region, where approximately 177,000 Palestinian refugees are expected to gain access to primary health care through more than 640,000 medical consultations. This contribution is also part of the Team Europe package by European Union member states towards Palestine's efforts to cope with COVID-19. Our sincere appreciation, Italy and UNRWA. In heaven's overflowing grace, may the Palestine refugees greet a future of excellent health, peace and prosperity.
Collaboration formed to plant millions of trees in Uganda. Reforestation non-profit One Tree Planted has partnered with environmental organization the Jane Goodall Institute, both headquartered in the United States, to plant more than 3 million trees in the Albertine Rift forests across western Uganda. The initiative will help restore the forest's diverse ecosystem, which is a major habitat for endangered chimpanzees and home to 50% of birds, 39% of mammals, 19% of amphibians, and 14% of reptiles and plants of mainland Africa. Local communities will be involved to plant native seedlings, with 700 households trained in agroforestry practices and each village having at least one person skilled in forest monitoring. Action will also be taken to return damaged areas of the Kagombe Central Forest Reserve to its pristine state. Our gratitude, One Tree Planted and the Jane Goodall Institute, for your life-giving work. May our planet's precious ecosystems continue to flourish in God's abundant love.
Japanese convenience store trials robot to stock shelves. The Japanese convenience store chain Family Mart is trialling a robot to stack shelves with drinks and prepared food items. Built by Japanese robotic startup Telexistence Incorporated, the robots will initially be controlled by a human until the artificial intelligence algorithms are trained. If successful, Family Mart plans to use the robots in 20 stores throughout Tokyo by 2022. Up until now, robots have had successful roles in factories and can outperform humans, but more complex and variable locations were not possible. Telexistence also noted that their robots may be used in the future by doctors to perform operations without being physically present. Thank you, Telexistence, for helping to advance robot technology that can assist humans. May such innovative discoveries herald a better world for all in heaven's delight.
Police officers save newborn baby in United States. After being alerted of a medical emergency, New Jersey Transit Police Department officers Alberto Nunes and Brian Richards entered a women's washroom at a local train station to find a new mother holding an unresponsive baby girl. Officer Richards quickly started to perform CPR on the newborn and then summoned an emergency response team. However, realizing the urgency of the situation, he decided to immediately rush the infant to the hospital. While Officer Nunes drove, Officer Richards continued to perform CPR in the cruiser. Fortunately, the baby finally gave out a cry and started breathing as they approached the hospital. The sweet infant has since been reported to be doing well. Bravo, Officers Alberto Nunes and Brian Richards, for your life-saving act. May you and those you help be forever blessed in divine compassion. Supreme Master Ching joyfully present the Shining World Hero Award to each of the two officers, Alberto Nunes and Brian Richards, and with high salute and applause for your life-saving effort. May heavens protect you here and hereafter.
Amusement park in England adds vegan choices to its menus. The Legoland Windsor Resort in England, United Kingdom, recently added 2 vegan options to their menu from Swedish vegan meat brand Oomph. The Oomph burger and pulled Oomph will be available in the Bricks restaurant and the Tournament Tavern in the resort, and are made from soybeans, herbs and spices. The delectable plant-based burger was awarded Best Vegan Burger this year in the UK's Vegan Food and Living Awards, and Oomph products are available in numerous supermarkets and restaurants throughout Northern Europe. Way to go, Legoland! In celestial support, may your visitors and many more members of the public be happily nourished by increasingly available vegan fare.
Spider monkeys collectively form groups to forage for fruit. Researchers from the National Autonomous University of Mexico, or UNAM, and the United States Santa Fe Institute have discovered that while spider monkeys form varying squads to more efficiently forage the forest for food. A group of 47 monkeys living in a protected area near Punta Laguna, Mexico, was observed for 5 hours per day over 2 years. It was noted that the monkeys individually decide which group to join, how long to stay and when to switch groups, which comprised of 2 to 17 monkeys. Lead study author Dr. Gabriel Ramos Fernandez of UNAM explained, they seem to be pooling information about resources, so that as a group they know their environment better than an individual does on its own. Thank you, National Autonomous University of Mexico and Santa Fe Institute researchers for this insightful study, once more proving the intelligence and cooperative nature of our animal friends. May we learn from them and work together to turn our world into a blessed vegan paradise for all beings.